I'm going to confess just some ways that this morning I was scrolling through TikTok Live and I was seeing all these really small congregations putting their service on TikTok Live. And there was a part of me that was just annoyed by it, that was just looking at it of like, why aren't you focused more on the service for the little congregation that you have rather than making it a big show and putting this online? And I realized at the same time, even what I'm trying to do while I make videos like this and share others with this, it's the same conviction that I think a lot of them have, that they want to see people drawn to the Lord, and this is an avenue that they see the Lord doing it. And just because it's maybe not as good of a production as my church could do or a big mega church could do, doesn't mean that it's not trying to honor the Lord. And yeah, there's some of those congregations, there's some of those pastors that I see on there that I'm like, what sort of training are you qualified to be doing this at all? It seems like you're trying to start a church without having any sort of background. And that might be true, but I don't know. I was reminded in that of a sermon from Charles Spurgeon talking about the importance of pursuing souls. And he says this: a soul winner throws himself at what he says. As I have sometimes said, we must ram ourselves into cannons. We must fire ourselves at our hearers. And when we do this, then by God's grace, their hearts are often carried by the storm. That sort of conviction, that drive, you just never know what might draw someone to the Lord. I've got a friend that literally came to the Lord because he was digging through a trash can well on some drugs and found a tract and read that tract and came to the Lord. You never know. And so just to be convicted, I even want to just end this with praying, God, would you just use those churches that are even putting their things on TikTok Lives, for churches that maybe can put on something that's even more professional or would grab people's attention in a different way. When I think of people scrolling through, Lord, that just might be seeing a small congregation and just be more turned off by it. I pray for other churches that would just appeal to people, and maybe even for those congregations that I wouldn't expect, God, that you would just be speaking through those. In your name, Lord. Amen.